Hey cats, it's your midsole man Ed Flight Foam Bud here. A video focusing today on some brand new models that will be appearing from Asics very soon. You may well have already seen some news on these: the Metaspeed Sky Tokyo, the Metaspeed Edge Tokyo, and also this brand new model, the Metaspeed Ray. Let's take a look at the specs and dive in. Over the last year, one particular shoe really stood out for me. It was on my feet for a streak of personal bests across the 5, 10k and half marathon distance. And that shoe was the Metaspeed Sky Paris. Absolute banger, super light, very comfortable and really propulsive. I think down to that plate placement where it's a little bit flatter. As such, I was super excited to see that Asics will be dropping a new version of that shoe along with the Edge and also a brand new model as well. I think they've increased the differences between the two models as well, the Sky and the Edge. I think it'll be a little bit easier for people to understand which is which and which might work better for them. So the new Metaspeed Sky Tokyo looks superb. Information unveiled by Asics shows that this will be 15 grams lighter in terms of the sample size. I mean, this was like close to 200 grams for me, so if that drops it just under 200, well, that's quite amazing, really. We'll have more energy return because they've got a new foam compound within this shoe. Similar weight savings in terms of the Metaspeed Edge, though I think there's a slightly higher energy return level. They reckon 21.4% improvement in the Edge and 18.8% in the Sky. Interesting that a few people that have already put out some of this news have missed something. They now suggest that the Metaspeed Edge is geared up for pitch type runners rather than cadence runners. Do they mean the same thing? The pitch, the speed of steps, perhaps? I'm not sure. Perhaps that's the word they're going to be using, or pitching towards people to try and sell this shoe. We still have the suggestion that the Metaspeed Sky is for stride-like runners. Increase that stride length as they get quicker. So we've got a new foam here. It's Flight Foam Leap. It appears to be underneath the flatter plate with Flight Foam Turbo Plus on top, at least in the Sky. They're sticking with a 5mm drop here on both shoes, though the difference between the models now perhaps is a little more stark, with the Edge having the Flight Foam Leap section on top of the plate with the Flight Foam Turbo underneath the plate. So they are quite different now, actually, when you think about it. Got a thinner layer of the Flight Foam Turbo Plus on top of the plate in the Sky, then a mass of that new stuff underneath, whereas they predominantly focus the Flight Foam Leap in the forefoot section of the Metaspeed Edge now. I always felt people are a little bit confused about the difference as to why you might opt for one over the other. At least now it's a little bit clearer as to which shoe is which. They certainly look different. So plate placement is mimicked from the existing versions of the Metaspeed series, but visually the foam placement is now much clearer to see. I'm super keen to test out the Metaspeed Sky Tokyo. I think that'll be the one for me. They've apparently improved the upper mesh here, so it's more breathable and even lighter. And they're sticking with the sticky rubber outsole, which has been transferred from the current models. So perhaps a slightly more responsive heel landing from the Metaspeed Edge, and then rolling into that large portion of Flight Foam Leap, perhaps including the Flight Foam Turbo Plus layer on top of the Leap in the Sky Tokyo, so it's a little more stable perhaps. So a mixture of responsive and yet very soft foams here, very similar to what they've done with the Super Blast, and that's a great shoe. Asics have these listed as coming soon on their UK site for 240 Earth credits, so that's a small increase from the current existing versions, about 20 quid I think in fact. That brings them in line with the Vaporfly 4, though a little bit more expensive than the Adios Pro 4, though Adidas have recently mentioned they will be increasing some pricing across the board. Fortunately still cheaper than the Puma Fast R3, if you can find one, that is. Now, the other shoe they've unveiled is really interesting. This is the Metaspeed Ray. Different beast altogether here. They reckon it's 129 grams for the sample size. So that's going to be well below 200 grams for my UK 11. Apparently this is also going to be cheaper than the Alphafly 3. They say at least in Japan, but it looks like it might be cheaper here in the UK as well. Asics have got it listed on their site here for 265 quid, so that's 20 quid cheaper than the Alphafly. It appears this shoe only has a partial thinner carbon plate to provide a bit of stability and rigidity to the midsole unit, perhaps in a bid to save more weight and get the shoe closer in heft to the Pro Evo 1 and 2. I think the Adidas shoe is about 138 grams in the sample size, so we're definitely below that, which is quite staggering. So effectively 1 unit of foam, minimising the need for glue, so that's even less weight. Then they're using a different type of upper material here, without any printing even on the insole. That probably saves like a gram or something. Now it appears this shoe is very much aimed at speed and pace. I would assume this one is for more to a mid to 4 foot landing. Apparently the foam is incredibly soft, not perhaps as soft as the Incredi-Run foam that Saucony are using in the Endorphin Elite 2, but I wouldn't assume it's a shoe that is intended for you to land directly on the rear section in the heel there. And Asics have also humorously communicated with a lot of journalists that this shoe lasts more than 1 marathon, which I think is a little dig aimed at Adidas over the miscommunication perhaps when they originally launched the Pro Evo 1. I think Asics are very much setting up this shoe as their Pro Evo kind of competitor, sticking to the 40mm stacks across all of them, aside of course for their Super Blast model, but you know, that one takes care of that. And I think in fact the Nimbus is now over 40mm too. Interesting pricing too, only 25 quid uplift from the Metaspeed and Edge Tokyo. So that brings it in well under that Pro Evo. I mean, 450 quid is a lot of money. I see that they're just sitting like on the Sport Shoes website and on Pro Direct as well. You know, people haven't got that money, Adidas. You can put them up there and make a big sensational deal out of it, but people ain't got that sort of bread right now. So a quick look at these new models. I want to get a video out about them because I was very excited to see this. The Metaspeed Sky Paris has been a banger shoe for me, so if these are even better and lighter, then it's just a win-win, right? What do you make of these new models? It's exciting to see a new foam, it has to be said. I just wonder if it will be as responsive and as exciting as the current ones. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on all of this down in the comments. Quick musical interlude for you, a real banger of an album from Creedence, Clearwater Revival. Go and check out their Live at the Royal Albert Hall album. It's like from 1970, I think. Sound quality is fantastic, it's gritty, it's warm, it's rough, and it captures Creedence Clearwater Revival probably at the height of their power. Really strong songwriting from Fogerty, and the band are just super tight. It just sounds fantastic. Every single track on here is worth a listen. You got all the classic stuff on there like Travelling Band, Fortunate Son, Bad Moon Rising, and of course Proud Mary. That's of course always the preferable version by Creedence, right? If I'm right, I think the band used to travel with their own sound system because they wanted it to be like powerful and like feel like they were playing back at home, and I think it really does benefit from that. The band feels so comfortable here putting these tracks out. It just sounds so easy and sort of carefree, yet rocking as well. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Creedence Clearwater Revival live at the Royal Albert Hall. Thanks for tuning in, people, always appreciated. Do hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up like if you've not done so already. Drop us a comment as well to help with that YouTube algorithm. My name's Eddbud and I'll be seeing you